Welcome to Giggles and Gratitude. I'm Dena.
And I'm Tia. And today is June 16th, 2024. And today also is Father's Day.
Yes, it is. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We do have some male listeners. And we are grateful for our fathers. My father passed in December of 2022. And I just had the best dad in the world. I can't imagine having a better daddy unless he was like a billionaire. Now that would have been an added plus.
Oh, wow. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You did have an amazing dad.
Yeah. And I miss his humor, but I have his humor. I carry it around inside of me. And
that you do.
So that is his gift to me. And sometimes Tia might not think it's such a gift, but I do miss my dad. But
you're going to see him again.
And I am going to see him again.
So
happy Father's Day to my daddy in heaven and all of you listening who fathers have passed on. If you haven't reached the point where you just think of the good things when you think of him, if you're still in that place where you feel sad when you think of your dad, I'm praying that soon you'll think of the good things first. You know, the sad things come later.
Right.
But, so Tia, you are lucky enough to still have your daddy. And was there any thoughts you'd like to share about your dad or dads in general?
I just want to give a shout out to my dad and happy Father's Day. And I think I have an amazing father, and he just won't quit working long enough. He is 84 and he continues to work.
Yeah,
and he loves it. He travels the world. Yes, he does.
He probably would not be happy if he stopped.
Nope. That's what he said. He said, I can't stop. He said, or I'll die.
Yeah. Always an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
That's so exciting.
And he's loads of them.
That's great. That's great. That'll keep him young for sure.
Can I tell you something that happened? I'm sorry, this is probably not funny, but
that's okay.
It absolutely. I was laughing so hard in the car that I almost ran off the road. And I had just gone down to the park to do my walk. And I was coming back and I got behind this guy on a motorcycle. I can't tell you if he did this on purpose or what it was, but his t-shirt was kind of way up on his back and his pants were way, way down. But the thing of it is he had his bottom crack taped with white tape.
What?
But his cheeks were hanging out in one of those motorcycles you bend over.
Oh, yeah.
So you could see his entire bottom, except he had white tape all the way.
What in the world?
Tell me. And it was like sports tape. I mean, you don't pull a muscle in your bottom crack.
What if he had to go potty?
I don't know if it went all the way. It's just, It was a little more than half of his bottom. And I was thinking, I can't look away because the road is in front of me.
Yeah.
And there him in his moon in the sunshine he was right in my face.
Now, did you remember from our moon episode what it was? Was it a half crescent or was it a waning moon?
It was a complete full moon with a taped crack right there.
Now I'm going to have to try to figure out what.
Tape.
Could it help with riding, bouncing up and down on a seat, help his bottom health?
First of all, his pants needed to be pulled up, I mean, I don't know. I got
to Google it.
I just got so tickled that I couldn't stand myself.
What?
And I was like, he has to know.
People tape their butts. Why do people tape their mouth at night? Why do people tape their legs? Why do people tape their fingers? I don't see butt here.
Okay, there you go.
Why do people tape their butt crack on a motorcycle? Could he have had surgery? Maybe had a mole removed?
Again, pull up your pants. You feel the wind.
okay. There's no answers.
You're exactly right, because, I mean, that was the very first time I thought, look, Tia, you're having a Dena moment. This is something that not one single human would ever believe or could even imagine. But it happened. But the road I was on was extremely curvy, so I could not take a picture. I wanted to. I actually wanted to record it, but I couldn't do that either. So
Here's the thing about saddle sores.
no, you don't have them up here, Dena.
Okay. I think he had a mole removed. Maybe a tramp stamp tattoo removed. But I'm glad something happened.
It was not anywhere close to his back. I don't know what part you're missing.
Okay. I bet that hurt when he took it off.
I hope it did. Because he caused me to almost wreck.
I just had a thought. It's double-sided tape, and he taped his shirt so it wouldn't blow up in the wind, and it did anyway.
No.
No, you don't think so? I think that's it.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
Okay.
But that was a great guess.
Yeah, that was a big jump for Father's Day to butt tape.
It really was, wasn't it?
I mean, do you look like your dad or what?
None whatsoever.
Okay.
He looked like somebody that just was wanting to hurry and get on his motorcycle and just barely dressed.
I don't think he taped his shirt
But he
down.
didn't forget his tape.
I'm going to stick with he was double-siding his shirt down so he wouldn't be exposing himself to
on.
women like you.
There's no way.
All right, if you guys have any idea what that was about, would you please?
Tell us.
Yes, please, please.
Pretty please.
Let's get it off of butt crack news. And forgive us, dear Lord. Well, what do they call it? Said, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, we had a guest pastor at our church this Sunday, and it's I think it's always kind of fun to mix it up and have a new person come in, and it gives our pastor a break. But what a takeaway I had from it was about positivity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've talked before about being a Christian. You still get sad, you still get mad, you still sin, you still disappoint yourself and others. I think you do have a responsibility to others who are not Christians to show that God helps you, that God does put positivity in your life. You're not always happy, but it's how you make it through is with God. And I think he was talking about how sometimes you're a Christian, you're saved, and you talk about it a lot, but you're negative, or you gossip about others and talk about others. And the person watching you who's trying to decide, would Christianity be something that
For me.
I need?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking and thinking, I don't know.
That's why we all need to try to put on the image of Jesus, God, Holy Spirit, where when people see us, they're thinking to themselves, I want what she has.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you can't do that if you're sitting there talking about somebody or being negative about everything, because there's always a positive way you can look at something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may have to stretch really hard
Mm-hmm.
to find the positive in it, but there's always positive in everything, I think.
Yeah. The positive in your motorcycle guy was he had a piece of tape over his crack.
Yeah.
It could have not had a piece of tape over it, right?
Yes. And then I would have asked him if he would
Cover it. Yeah.
come repair my refrigerator.
I had that literally happen with the plumber. And he crawled
I
down on the
had
floor.
one with a refrigerator repairman. I'm not kidding.
And you look and think, this is a cliche. This can't really be
I
happening.
mean, you have to feel the air. I'm just saying. If my pants are like halfway down, I feel air.
Maybe they feel like they're giving us a treat or a blessing. I don't know. But
No.
he had the belt on with all the tools that were,
Yes.
pulling down on his jeans. And I don't.
They were pulling down on
Anyway, I was trying to get out of that subject and I brought us right back
I
into
know,
it.
you did.
But anyway, you said what he said. His end message was, if Christianity was a condition that you're in and you can share it, would the person want it? Would they want to catch it from you? you know.
Of course. I
And
think so.
if they don't want to, they wouldn't want to catch it from you if you're negative all the time.
Right.
I think you could express, I'm really hurting over this, and I'm going to pray about it. Thank God I have God to help me get through this, that kind of thing. Because I think people often who are not believers or were once and have strayed are looking for excuses not to. You know, look, see, the bad thing's happening to her. Look,
Judgmental. They're judgmental.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
But you know something that's really funny, because this devotion that I had for today says pretty much what you just said.
Do you want to say it now?
May I?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
great.
This is by Jesus Calling, by
Okay.
the way. Or this is in Jesus Calling. Seek to live in my love, which covers a multitude of sins, both yours and others. Wear my love like a cloak of light, covering you from head to toe. Have no fear, for perfect love decimates fear. Look at other people through lenses of love. See them from my perspective. This is how you walk in the light, and it pleases me. I want my body of believers to be radiant with the light of my presence. How I grieve when pockets of darkness increasingly dims the love light. Return to me, your first love. Gaze at me in the splendor of holiness, and my love will once again envelop you in the light.
Oh,
Because,
wow.
see,
Wear the cloak.
we're supposed to be the cloak of light,
Yeah.
which draws people in, and then it decimates the darkness. Isn't that just fun, especially what you just said?
Yeah, it really fits together with the negativity is the darkness.
Right.
You know, people say, well, I can't help that I feel this way. I love God. I believe Jesus is my Savior, but I get sad, or I have depression or whatever. I think it's just if you can be aware of others observing you and set an example in certain situations when you know someone's not a believer, just try to keep it in mind if you can, that God is who you go to.
Right, and there are so many people that are fearful of even bringing up anything about, religion.
Mm-hmm.
The point of it is, if you open your mouth, God will direct you. And so, and the worst thing that can happen is somebody say, would you just shut up? I just don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah, they were already in that place before you said
Right.
that. So you've lost no ground. And I guarantee you it sticks with people.
Yes, it does.
Your
Because they're
words
going to
stick.
think about it when they're laying in bed at night.
Yeah, better to say it and be rejected than to keep it inside. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's not always easy, though, like you say.
No, it's not.
All right, Tia, have you heard the, and I know it seems like I talk about bears every week. Because I do. But have you heard, and this is kind of old now, in terms of trends or topics. Did you hear the trend that was going around where women were asked if they'd rather run into a bear in the woods or a man they don't know in the woods while they're alone? And the majority of the women said they'd rather run into a bear than a man they don't know in the woods. How do you feel about that?
I'd rather run into a bear.
And why is that?
I don't know. Really? Was that a question you thought that you might ask me? Because why would I not want to run into a man in the woods? Because I watched too many 48 Hours, Dateline, and 2020s.
Okay. Well, that is what the majority of the women said. I don't know the percentage off the top of my head. I used to. And I just thought that was sad because, and then men were getting defensive about it. Like, I'm walking by you, I'm alone, and I don't know you either. And why do you assume all men are out to hurt you and that we're animals and we're worse than a bear?
And we shouldn't.
Yeah.
We definitely should not. I mean, the majority should say, oh, a bear,
Yeah.
But no.
That's where you first went. A bear has no good intention with you. It might be scared and run away.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know if I should say this publicly, but you go out and you walk alone.
Yes.
When men go by, you don't know. Are you scared? Are you just more aware? Or
I'm more aware, and I turn my headphones down so I can hear if they're going to come back. And I mean, I'm always defensive, and it's sad because I want to be like I was when I was like a little girl and all the way up through high school and probably even into college, and just be da 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 da, carefree. I would never even think about walking home in college after a fraternity party by myself. Never would have crossed my mind.
Okay, well, you're in the majority, but I will say, if you went out today and walked through the park near your house, and you passed three different men that weren't together, nothing happened, and then you saw a bear coming towards you, would you just walk by the bear la-di-da, or would you run?
I would seek shelter.
Okay.
Immediately, if not
That's what
sooner.
I thought. That's
yes,
what I thought. Okay.
For sure.
All right. I just want to see what you would say.
Well, when we're talking about bears and walking past men that we don't know or whatever, this also ties into that in a way.
Wow, okay.
It's because it's called Your Community, and it's by Dr. Jeremiah, and this is a magazine publication that I receive.
Okay.
It's just a different type of devotional. Everyone take heed to his neighbor, Jeremiah 9:4. What has happened to our sense of community? Many people around the world live in high-rise neighborhoods, but they don't know their neighbors. They live in suburbs, but don't visit one another. They live in apartments, and their fellow tenants come and go too quickly to meet. Yet God made us for community life, and He has a lot to say in the Bible about our neighbors. Proverbs 27:10 says, "Better is a neighbor nearby than a brother far away." Let's take a second look on how we're tending to our neighbors. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew 22:39. You shall love your neighbors as yourself. Romans 15:2. Let each of us please his neighbor, for he is good, leading us to edification. Be the best you can be where you are. Let's learn to bloom where we're planted, to be a bright face and encouraging voice to our neighbors. As we take heed to our neighbors, we'll make the world a better place in Jesus' name. And then we were just sitting there talking about not even making eye contact with. See how rude we're being?
Yeah.
We should probably flip it. And anybody that we pass, I always smile. I mean, I always smile and say good morning or hello or whatever, but there's always just that sense, even in broad daylight.
I think that's okay. I think that's because we're women, and if you're alone, even it's daylight and there are other people around, things can be misinterpreted, and you never know what someone's mental state is. So you are giving them the benefit of the doubt by smiling and saying hello, but you're being aware of what's behind you. Are they turning around? I think that's fine. I think that's fine.
No, but we've had the conversation, especially you, because you walk boogie in your neighborhood. And so, luckily, you've met a lot of your neighbors that you'd lived there forever and had not met previously. And I do think, I know my neighbor directly across the street and the one beside me, but the ones down, I don't. But now, if I'm out walking in my neighborhood, which is hilly, but I always speak, but maybe I should start taking leisurely walks, which is I'm adamantly opposed to, where I'm not always walking to
reach a goal, a time and a goal. Yeah, you're doing it for fitness.
Yes, and where I should be, like if somebody's walking their dog, slow down, pause my time, hey, how are you doing today? Great looking dog,
Yeah. You do most things on a mission, an assignment, and you do it within a time range because you get a lot done in a day. So I understand what you're saying. Yeah, stop and smell the roses, the old cliche,
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's great. And speaking of walking, Tia and I are participating in something called the 40-40 challenge, and it's to walk 40 miles within 40 days. And then there's a scripture to read every day, and there is a challenge every day, and it comes with a little booklet. We got it for the medal because we got a medal display that we needed another medal. I mean, I have 3. I needed 4. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It is a pretty medal, but you can join it. There's a Facebook page. I'll include a link. But we participated in the half marathon, as you know, if you listen to us, back in April, and I've just fallen away again from my fitness routine. And I thought, here's some motivation. And I'm not doing well. I'm doing well on the reading and the challenges, but I have not been doing that well on the walking part, which I guess if I'm going to fail at one, that's the best one to fail at. But I just have a little voice in my head saying, well, you didn't sleep last night. You probably should take a little nap first, or you need to rest, or it's raining outside, or, you really need to go do this errand, or it's too hot for you to take your dog out right now. I mean, it's just all kind of, I'll go to the gym. Well, the gym, look at your app. It's too crowded. It's just been something constantly. So I have walked 4 miles in 7 days, and it's like 9 days now. I should have walked the 9 miles.
No, today's 8.
Is it the 8? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to walk 2 miles every time until I get caught up. You, of course, are an overachiever. I want to say I'm glad that it's getting me back into a routine of studying the Bible, and even though I do a devotion every day, it's a concentrated book of the Bible. Luke is what we're studying, but this organization does a different book every certain amount of time, like several a year. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 a year. Mm-hmm. So how has it been for you? What are your thoughts about it?
I have absolutely loved this, and I've really not had any trouble. I've not missed one single day, and I'll do more than a mile some days. And just because I'm using this time because what I'll do is I'll read what they've given us to read. And then on my walk, I'll think about that or pray about whatever the challenge is. And then I'll just put on praise music after I go through that. And I don't know, I've found this to be, I look forward to it. Great. I literally look forward to it.
Great.
And so, I mean, the medal's cool, but I didn't do it for the medal.
Well, there's the T-shirt.
Well, yeah, and I don't wear T-shirts very often, so.
Yeah. I think you work well with a structured goal, an assignment, a goal. This is what I'm trying to reach, what I'm trying to do. And I'm by golly, I'm going to do it great. I'm going to be great at it.
I know, but there's almost 4,000 people in this from all over the country. And you've got an accountability because, you post, okay, I finished my mile, or if people have an Apple Watch, they can post, what their watch says, or Fitbits or whatever. But the thing that I'm enjoying the most is seeing how everybody's doing in the process, and then like reading about people's challenges. Like I read this woman who has MS, and she said, today I walked 23 minutes. However, I wasn't quite able to reach a mile, but I walked 23 minutes. Okay, I'm thinking, and I even put, you go, girl. I'll be praying for you, and you will eventually get to that mile. And I mean, there's just some heart-wrenching stories out there. And like some people, there's a 75-year-old lady, this is her very first time ever even participating in a walking anything. So I just think it's just yum. Yeah,
we're doing it at a time where most of the country's extremely hotter than average, and people are finding a way to do it. And when they're not, they're honest about, I failed today. I need help. I need somebody to help me. And there are even people in that Facebook group who are not believers or have strayed, and they're trying to find that relationship, and there's your opportunity to encourage. It's like right there in front of you. You want to say the right thing. I get nervous about, you don't want to scare them away. You don't want to over promise what might happen to them. You just want them to know that you're there and you're excited for them. Those are the ones that excite me.
Me too. But the one lady that is struggling with a relationship, I mean, I probably will send her yet another message today, and I'm going to do it through the whole 40 days.
That's great.
I mean, just because I just think God will show himself to her if she's just open to do it. So,
yeah. And we did have a comment from Diane. Diane, if you're listening today, she's a new listener, and she said we were amazing. I don't know, that's a little generous, but I'm glad she enjoyed listening to us.
Thank
she can see us sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, but thank you so much, Diane. Any little word of encouragement really makes a difference in my motivation, my day, and that there are people listening, and that, we made her happy. We made her, listening to us, made her happy. I hope she listened while she was walking. So.
I hope she giggled.
Yes.
I ran across this little Dena, and I just thought, this is kind of cool, especially with the 40-40 thing. Okay, Monday, wash day. Lord, help me to wash away all my selfishness and vanity, so I may serve you with perfect humility through the week ahead. Tuesday, ironing day. Well, I don't know.
Not for you. Steaming day.
Dear Lord, help me iron out all the wrinkles of prejudice that I have collected through the years, so that I may see the beauty in others. Wednesday, mending day. Oh God, help me mend my ways so I will not set a bad example for others. Thursday, cleaning day. Lord, help me to dust out all the many faults I have been hiding in secret corners of my heart. Friday, shopping day for you, Dena.
My favorite.
Oh God, give me the grace to shop wisely so I may purchase eternal happiness for myself and all others in need of love. Saturday, cooking day. Lord, help me to brew a big kettle of brotherly love and serve it with clean, sweet bread and human kindness. Sunday, the Lord's Day. Oh God, I have prepared my house for you. Please come into my heart so I may spend the day and the rest of my life in your presence.
Oh,
Isn't that
great.
fun?
It is. I like
You
that.
could really concentrate on all those through the week.
Yeah.
Because there's a load of those I need to
I like that.
do something with.
Ooh, me too. I got some dust bunnies, man. Some mental dust bunnies that I need to clean out.
Mental dust.
All right. Well, Tia, when we started this podcast, we hoped we could reach some... Well, first we did because we wanted to create something together, something fun together. And then we hoped we could reach people and entertain them. And entertain them in a way that was... Their kids could be in the room. Their mother could be in the room. Their friends could be in the room. They could be out in a public place. And I listen to things. Sometimes I turn it down if somebody's walking by. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be listening to this. But I try to overlook the language and some of the topics just because I enjoy the hosts. But that was our goal. And if you listen to us for a while, you know that. Secondary really is like high numbers, except you want to think you're reaching people. And you want to think you're growing. Because... although we would continue to do it even if our numbers didn't grow, it gives you encouragement to reach milestones. So I wanted to share, I'm sharing this with Tia. She doesn't know this. I'm sharing it with you guys. But to chart on a podcast chart, like to chart on a music chart, the Billboard Top 100 or whatever, you're familiar with that. Well, there's also a podcast chart. It's divided into categories like news, politics, religion. We're in the entertainment category, believe it or not. We're entertaining. It's supposed to be entertaining.
They pretty much put us in the wrong category.
I don't know what category we'd be in. But
miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous, for sure. If you looked up miscellaneous in the dictionary, it would be our faces with our mouths open.
There they would be.
In any case, I got an email from Apple Podcasts. To chart in Apple Podcasts, you're in the top 200. And it's by episode, an episode. And we received 169. So we actually charted for the first time on Apple Podcasts. It was on May 29th, 2024. And it was the OK Boomer episode that made it in the top 200.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what, is this spam?
But you know something, we did get a whole lot of comments about that episode because that was stinking funny.
It was. So I was thrilled to see that. And then we got a message that on June the 5th, 2024, our episode What the What, Volume 6, which was our last, well, that was our last week episode. If you haven't listened to it now. We were on the chart at 91 in Belgium.
In Belgium?
In Belgium. I thought, that's pretty cool.
Well, thank you, Belgium.
Apple in Belgium. Yeah, they sent me a letter and said, we thought you might want to know that you charted for the first time in Belgium at 91, your episode What the What. But it has since dropped to 93. But it has been a week since it was out. So I thought, what do I know about Belgium? I love their waffles. Belgian waffles are great. But did you know that Belgium also invented French fries as we know it? So waffles and French fries, I mean, they could stop right there.
And you'd be happy?
I'd want to become a citizen, I think.
Well, okay.
Have dual citizenship. But I thought, do I even know where Belgium... I mean, obviously we've heard of Belgium. But
yes.
I didn't know where is it? I couldn't point it out on a map. I'm embarrassed to say. I don't know what language they speak. I don't know what it's near. Do you have any idea of any of those questions? Mm-mm. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just wonder if it was just me. Okay, well, here's a map, because I do want to thank Belgium. Here's Belgium. There's Germany. Wow. And I'll include this map in our show notes. Go to our website, scroll down to our blog. You can watch our episode there, and this photo will be here of the map. France to the southwest. The North Sea is up north. The Netherlands, Luxembourg is what it's surrounded by. Brussels is the capital. I love their sprouts. I know you don't.
No.
Antwerp, I think there was Olympics at Antwerp. Antwerp Olympics, that sounds familiar to me. So I did want to thank Belgium, and they have 11.5 million people. I don't know how many listened to that episode, but
I don't think it was 11.5 million.
Oh no, it'd been number one with me. They're a mixture of people, just like the United States is a mixture. They speak French, they speak German, and they speak Flemish. So it's a nice little hodgepodge. And they invented waffles and French fries. So I mean, you've got to love them, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we do want to have time for Tia time, but I would, Tia, like to go out today with Belgium's national anthem as a thank you.
We're not going to sing it, are we?
I don't know the words.
Okay, good.
I mean, the words come up, but I don't know how you sing it with them. But we can just stand at attention. We're not citizens. We could be honorary citizens.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Tia time is next. So gladly bloom and beautiful, freedom has taught you to be, and evermore. Okay.
I'm begging.
Big finish. It's moving.
Wow.
Thank you guys for listening. I love you, Tia. We love you guys. We love you, Belgium. And Tia time is next. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, this is Tia. And this is Tia's time. Just because I like to giggle about that. This is in honor of Father's Day. And it's titled, Why Not Share This? A son took his father to a restaurant to enjoy a delicious dinner. His father is quite old and therefore a little weak too. While eating, food occasionally fell on his shirt and pants. The other guests watched the old man and their faces contorted in disgust, but his son remained calm. After they both finished eating, the son quietly helped his father and took him to the toilet, cleaned up food scraps from his crumpled face, and attempted to wash food stains on his clothes, and graciously combed his gray hair and finally put back on his glasses. As they left the restroom, a deep silence reigned in the restaurant. The son paid their bill, but just before they leave, a man, also owed, got up and asked the old man's son, "Don't you think you left something here?" The young man replied, "I did not leave anything." The stranger said to him, "You left a lesson here." Wow. For every son and hope for every father. The whole restaurant was so quiet you could hear a pin drop. One of the greatest honors that exist is being able to take care of those who have taken care of us too. Our parents and all those elders who sacrificed their lives with all of their time, money, and effort for us deserve the utmost respect. Credits are to respective owner. Okay, I'm sorry. My emotions have emotions, and I just think it's so important for us to take care of our family, period, especially our moms and dads, and especially when they get older, because just think of all they did sacrifice for us, to put clothes on our back, food in our bellies, and just, for us to play sports or whatever. And I am so extremely thankful for moms and dads everywhere, and especially I wanted to wish everybody a happy Father's Day, and I hope everybody has a blessed week.